You turned 25 recently. It me. I say recently, my birthday was on the 9th of May, but I just haven't made this video because life. I really enjoy watching videos like this, so I should explain. I wanted to do a 25 things I've learned in 25 years, which you already know from the title, but I just explained to you anyway. And some of these are serious and some of these are not, so. And also some of these I would say are things that I have learned, some of these things are things that I know, but I need to properly instigate in my life and my thinking, in my daily thoughts, etc. Okay, let's do this before I keep on rambling. Number 1 is grades aren't everything. There are more ways to measure intelligence than just a piece of paper that tells you if you pass or fail something. I definitely spent too much time stressing about things that didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm not saying don't try hard obviously, but don't think you're a failure and attribute your life's success on one particular grade. Number 2, it's okay not to know everything. That is what Google is for, and it's always better to admit you don't know something than guess at something or make something up and then look like an idiot later. Number 3, a practical one for you, always have tissues on you, because one day, especially for us girls, you'll go to the toilet and there won't be any toilet paper, but you will be prepared, especially if you go on a night out. The toilet paper always runs out, am I right? Number 4, reading classics or renowned books doesn't make you a better person or a better reader or cleverer, it just means that you've read certain books as opposed to someone else who's read different books. Number 5, if you drink bubble mixture, you will not have bubbles coming out of your mouth, which is something that I found out when I was 5 and I was very disappointed about. Number 6, it's okay to not know what your life purpose is from the year dot. You've literally got your whole life to work that out. There's literally no point trying to fit yourself into a mould just for the sake of wanting to have some kind of direction what you think isn't actually the direction that you want to go in, because you just end up being unhappy. Don't do that to yourself. Number 7, there is nothing wrong with the slut drop unless you're like 80, in which case you'll probably just put your back out doing that, so just avoid it anyway. But I think we need to stop shaming ourselves, especially women, for dancing in a certain way. I used to be very subconscious and not go to discos when I was young because of getting bullied and teased about how I dance, but when I stopped caring about that, it was very liberating, and now I really enjoy dancing, even though I'm like by no means a trained dancer or good at it in any way. But it's just fun, and we need to just stop shaming people for their bodies and how they express themselves, please and thank you. Number 8, being kind will always get you further in life than being a bitch instead, trust me. Number 9, never sit on an old fire extinguisher, the one where it doesn't have a plastic clasp that you have to take off, just one that has a button that if you sit on it then you press it down and then all the water is just going to come out of it and it's probably going to be brown because it's 40 years old. Don't do that. And especially if it falls over once you got up off it, don't try and pick it up by the hose because you will just spray water all over the ceiling and everywhere else. Yeah. More you eat, more you can drink. No, I'm just joking, please drink responsibly. Oh, it's just so strong. But on a serious note, if you are going to go out, please make sure you eat because otherwise you will be sick and nobody wants to hold your hair. Number 11, procrastination is never a good idea, and that is something that I really need to learn. I'm still learning the hard way. Number 12, romantic love should be equally valued alongside familial or friendship love. It is not the pinnacle of love like society wants you to make it think it is. You should equally value your relationships with friends, family and your partner alike. Number 13, this is particularly relevant when you're in your 20s, but it's okay to be at different points in your life. You know, I'm not a house owner, I don't even live with my boyfriend, who I've been going out with for a long time. We're in a very different point in our relationship, and I'm in a very different point educationally. I haven't had a full-time job yet compared to most of my other friends, but that's okay. We're just all doing different things, and don't feel like you're doing worse because someone's progressed further in life in terms of the standard, you know, tick box ideals of this is what success means. You're just doing different things and you're different people with different goals, and that is okay. Number 14, always ask for help if you don't know how to do something, even if you're embarrassed. Like when I first tried to change a light bulb, I didn't know how to take it out properly. I thought you just unscrewed it, but I ended up unscrewing the whole light fixture and my dad was not impressed, so don't do that. Number 15, just because somebody has more subscribers or followers than you on social media doesn't mean that they are more important or more valuable than you in the world. it's just something that we're very fixated on now, understandably, but don't feel inferior to a person just because they have a bigger platform than you. You are still very wonderful and valuable in the world. Number 16, never ever leave your suitcase on a train, especially if it has 18 library books in there from a university that you don't get back. Do not do that. Number 17, never be with a person that makes you feel uncomfortable to be your true self or who makes you compromise on what your goals and ambitions are. Do not ever let someone dampen your spirit just because you love them. They should be encouraging you to do everything that you want to do. Number 18, something which I also need to learn. Self-care is not selfish. It's often so much easier to care for other people more than yourself and to prioritise other people's needs over your own, but it's so important to be in touch with what you need and give yourself space and time. Number 19, write more letters, whether that's to yourself as a therapeutic way of just reflecting on how you're doing at the moment, if it's to family, if you still have grandparents particularly, I promise you they will absolutely treasure and love it if you write to them, even if it's just once. It's the nicest thing, especially when you get a letter back from someone. It's the most exciting post you can get, because let's be honest, most things are just bills or online shopping. It's old-fashioned, and yes, it takes so much more time than sending a Facebook message, but it's something physical and there's something incredibly special about that. And I have a collection of letters from both my nanas, and it's something that I still feel like I don't do enough, but I know that, not that I think about it when they die, I'll be so happy that I have those letters from them to remember them by. So it's just something I really encourage people to do. Number 20, especially post-uni, you'll learn that the social expectations and the social life you had at uni is not sustainable outside in the adult world. So the best friends are the ones that you don't need to see very often, but when you do, you can just pick right up where you left off. And also sometimes, even though you got on really well or you're very compatible as friends, you will just drift apart from people, and that's okay. A really big part of adult life, I found, is just recognising when that friendship isn't going to work anymore, and that you are putting in all of the effort to try and meet up, because that's when you just need to accept that they're just going to have different priorities to you, and that's fine. You just have to move on from that, because if you keep trying to keep up a relationship that isn't feasible, then it's just disappointing and hard work, and it's not satisfying, because they're not going to be as considerate or caring of what you want and of seeing you in general. Number 21, social media can be great, but it's also really good to have a detox. I and my sister have had techno-free weeks, and I've really enjoyed whenever we've done that, and I am thinking of going off social media for a bit, because the thing is, you worry about it and you think that you have to keep it up, but actually people often don't even realise you're gone if it's for a short amount of time, and it's just good to have a breather and to ground yourself again. Number 22, there is nothing wrong with being confident and celebrating your divine self. Just don't be arrogant, because that's not attractive. But you should 100%, celebrate your achievements and what you have done well in, and what was hard that you persevered and you got through. Just be proud of yourself more, because I think it's just so easy to think that you're in a dark place and you're not doing very well in life, but actually if you really reflect, you probably are doing much better than you think you are. Number 23, if you're flirting with someone, do not try and be cool, because you will not be cool, especially for someone like me, who has never been cool. And I once met a guy with tattoos, and I was trying to flirt with him, and I said that I wanted a tattoo, and at this point I really didn't. I mean, I do now, but I had nothing when he asked me, oh, what do you want? And I just panicked and said, a teddy bear, which is literally the most unsexy thing I have ever said. So, just be yourself, please. Because if you are not enough for him, he don't deserve you. Or she, whatever situation this is in. Also, on reflection, he had a tattoo of Bane from Batman, so I didn't really feel that bad about saying I wanted a teddy bear. Number 24, it is impossible, I genuinely believe, to not compare yourself to others. It's something people often advise people to not do. Like, don't compare yourself to others, but I think you just will. It's literally a survivalist instinct that we have. What I would say, and again, something I need to learn, is it's fine to compare yourself to others. Just don't feel immediately inferior if that person is thinner than you, has more money than you, is what you would deem more successful than you, has higher grades than you, has like any kind of measured success that you will compare yourself to and think, I am not as good as that person, I am not as valuable as that person, I am not as nice as that person, or whatever it is. Just be able to look at someone and say, oh, they have thinner thighs than me. That's fine. And just acknowledge the fact they have thinner thighs and not think, well, because I have bigger thighs, I'm a terrible person, or I'm ugly because my body doesn't fit that ideal. Just be able to be objective about things and to not let other people's lives and bodies affect you. And number 25, which is my biggest note to self, wear sunscreen. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I'll be really good for like a week and then it all drops off. But yeah, wear sunscreen, kids. Stay looking young, you know what I mean? Dear God. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe it's just a load of twaddle. Maybe you agree with some of that. Let me know if you have any good advice that you've learned, even if you're not 25, even if you're 1,000,005. Just I would love to hear things you've learned, the hard way or the easy way. And I hope to see you soon for more Bookish Shenanigans. Bye!